Oh,
When
that's
you have
lovely.
sex with different people, so when you finally marry, each time you're having something with your partner, your mind
You
is
compare.
always comparing the guy with
Yeah,
someone else.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So the
exactly.
guy has to try to catch up with someone he
Catch up.
doesn't even know.
Yeah, guys, you're welcome back to another exciting episode of the program Gist with Zubi on Zubi Gist TV. Like today is going to be spicy here in the studio. I have wonderful people here on set today. I have Joan, I have Zeno, I have Zubi Glad, I have Vida Beat, and I have Slim Tush on the pink clothes looking pinky. All right, guys, today we have a wonderful discussion here on set. Why do young people engage in premarital sex? That's the question. So, I don't want to say what happened before I started, but seriously, I'm going to start with that young man over there. He has to tell us because he's a young couple, oh, sorry, a young married man, right? So, he will tell us why do young people engage in premarital sex? Because some people are of the opinion that is actually very bad. What some say, if you don't do it, how would you know the sexual activeness or non-activeness of your partner or your intended partner? So, take from there.
This one choke. Oh. I'm not gonna lie you. All right, so why do young people engage in marital sex? Well, for as an African, everybody knows it's something we are not supposed to do. I mean, as Christians, it's something we are really, really not supposed to indulge in. But there is this, should I call it fallacy? You see people, they always say before you buy Gary, you have to taste it.
To
You
know
put
if it's
some, if you,
original Ijebu Gari.
exactly,
I understand.
that before you buy an iPhone, before we started this session, that's the conversation we had, that you have to unbox it to be sure,
It's not fufu
100%
inside.
sure, yes, that is what you want, that is inside. To buy a car, at least you have to turn the engine on and all that. So that's basically the concept that drives young people, or more like that's what they use as an excuse to do what they do, to indulge in unmarital sex. So
So
yeah.
I'm not coming to you. I'm going to flip down to the next guy. So what do you have to say about this
Like why
particular?
they engage, right, in
Yes.
premarital sex.
Mm.
I think young people, especially of this age, they are too exposed or exposed to sex, and so many of them, it looks interesting. In fact, it's actually interesting. It's a big deal. So they want
Like,
to
wait, what's a
test.
big deal?
Sex is a big deal. Come
Are you
on.
sure about that?
Yes. All right. So they want to, because of the happenings around, how people talk about it, how they expose you. When the age of social media and everything trends,
Mm.
sex and everything is just everywhere. So people have access to these things, and it's something really interesting to do. So they don't want to wait, and because they're not guided, they end up engaging in it. So that's why
Okay, because
for
they are
me.
not guided. So,
Mhm.
okay, sorry. Hello, Ma. Sorry, are you here? Because I know she has gone really far. What were you thinking?
No,
Oh,
I
good
wasn't
word.
thinking anything. I was just listening.
Okay, so what do you have to say about this particular young people engaging in premarital sex? Young people like us. Why do we do that?
Why do young people engage in premarital sex?
I wonder what's funny.
The topic is actually a very funny topic, but the answer is it's actually glaring. As humans, naturally, we want to feel good. We want to do things that
I think I like that word.
yeah, we want to feel good. We want to do
Mm.
things that excite us. So especially young people, they are too excited with anything that makes them feel good. So when growing up and they are seeing a lot of things that communicate sex to them, they are inquisitive. They want to know. So they want to do everything to give them the chance to at least taste it and know what it is. Do you understand? So they need answers. They want answers. So they just need to be guided to understand that these questions in their mind would be as in something or somebody will provide that answer when it's right, when it's the right time. So they shouldn't, be in a haste to get answers to these questions. But it's just normal for them to want to do it. It's normal.
Okay. I actually
So
picked one thing because they want to feel good,
Yes, they
right?
want to
So
feel
what do you have to
good.
say, Zeno?
Actually, I would not. I might not really answer this question because while she was talking, something popped up in my mind. I have this question of why in my head, like what happened while we were growing up. It wasn't like this. I mean, then you cannot just imagine wanting to have sex
But that's the truth, though.
That's the
while we were
guiding.
growing up.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
guiding
So
I'm talking
my
about.
what came to my mind is why, what happened, what changed. Because nowadays you see a child of 10 years bearing, in fact, the child already wants to have this feeling of, do you understand?
They call it
So
evolving.
involving, yeah,
Evolving.
evolving.
No, the
want to
word is
evolve.
Involvement. The word is
evolving.
involving.
Yeah, so a
So
lot of
that one
things
too
are
now
changing.
evolving to Abi.
Yes, that's that's the belief.
So
It's
now
the
now
air
now
for me,
now
actually.
go thing.
Yeah, I've worked in a school. Do you get a secondary school where I could relate with teenagers, and I'm seeing the way they are acting and behaving, even in school. Do you understand? Writing love letters and passing it to their
But
friend
you wrote
to
love
give
letter
it.
But it
then,
happened to while we were
didn't you?
growing up.
Yeah.
No, I didn't write love letter
No,
to
no,
anyone,
no,
but
but
I
we are not
received,
saying
I
you.
received love
Interesting.
letter.
So it's
It happened while we were growing up too, yeah?
Yes,
This same scenario they are talking
yes.
about, yes. But then you would not even imagine yourself having sex with that guy.
Definitely.
Even then, you'll be telling the guy,
personally,
You
that-
can only speak for yourself. Oh. The truth is that when I was growing up, all right, even in my
Come look at this. The
when
truth
I was
is
a
about
teen,
to unfold.
hello, excuse me.
Yeah, okay.
You want to have it. You already know it exists. You already, in fact,
hear
even
that?
as see, you want to forget that thing. The feeling
for
is
you
already
as a
there.
guy,
It's already
right?
inbuilt. Yeah,
For you as a guy, right? Because as ladies, no, maybe I'm speaking for just myself. Growing
for
up,
yourself.
for myself,
So
yeah.
everybody
Okay.
will
So
speak for
growing
themselves.
up, I did not have the feeling of wanting to.
I don't know how.
I
how
did
works
not.
Personally,
I don't know if it's because of the
Maybe
upbringing.
everybody
I don't know if it's because
doesn't.
of.
me,
I
this
guess
question,
everybody's
I
not-
will use myself for as an example. My family, the way we were, the way my dad brought us up, we understood what sex is. We understood that sex is something that is pleasurable, but we're not anxious of it. We don't want it like we want to taste it. We're not interested in tasting it.
That's what I'm talking
We just
about.
knew that it is something good, but it has a particular time when you should be doing it.
Were you all girls?
We're girls. We have. Just
And there's
one
something
boy.
my mom said, "Why
is it-
she'll
is
ma
it-
swear?" Like when you start you said
Yes,
go tire.
you know
Is
that
it-
that
So-
that's
so why
that
rush
thing.
into it?
Is this thing about? Is it
Well,
just maybe? It's,
Z, I
maybe
think
it's girl-
another
maybe
thing
it's a
you
girl
need to
thing.
understand is there's been cultural changes.
Okay.
It's more like the culture we had then when we were growing up is different from the culture they have now. When you were young, you couldn't imagine having a boyfriend. Well, come on, you see a 3-year-old, 4-year-old saying, "I have a boyfriend."
crush.
I watched
see
a
them
video.
kissing.
A crush.
I watched a video.
No,
That
no,
video
no.
trended online.
First of all, it's
It-
not true. The thing is that you actually saw yourself having a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but you can never be bold enough to say
do
it out.
it.
Are you
or to
talking
do
about
it.
then
to
or
say
now?
it
I'm
out.
talking about
Then.
then. It has
Then.
always
Yeah,
been.
then now,
That's
then.
It's
then.
just that
It's talking
then.
about now.
That's what I'm saying. There has been a change in culture.
Okay.
So now it's very much
It's-
acceptable.
yeah,
You
yeah.
even see some
Who
parents
changed
asking,
the culture, actually, our parents, obviously.
I
right?
think our parents, in fact, we're talking about
Parents.
parents.
Not
for a long
basically
time.
parents.
society
Nah,
or the school.
it's a society.
Even if the society
A bit.
tries to change some things, right? If a parent doesn't involve or does not accept what what society is throwing at them, the child will not want to practice it. Imagine a child telling a mom asking the child, "So who is your crush?" That means you want the child knows
Those
that
are
okay, I'm supposed to have
new
someone that I like.
You're already
parents.
painting pictures on
You
their
understand?
head.
Someone that I should like, someone that I like in
I
school.
guess the reason why a parent will ask that kind of question is because they know that this child is already exposed to this. So let
They
me
want to guide
let me
them.
be involved in this part of
To
your life
guide
as well,
them.
just to guide them. I guess
Because sometimes
so.
you cannot actually watch this child, watch your children everywhere they go. They will just do these things and they don't tell you. They come back to the house and act like the
Yeah.
children that you trained them to be. They know
know.
what you are training
Okay,
them
now
to be
wait.
now.
Let me
They
come up with
know.
another question. As human being that we are, how do we feel about premarital sex? What can we really say about it?
That thing is just something else. I wanted to say, I wanted to talk about a video that I watched. That video trended online at one point. A boy and a girl. It's obvious that girl is not. It probably her highest age is 3.
Okay.
She was very small, and the guy probably maybe I can guess 7. You get not up to 10. They were having sex.
What?
I don't understand it. Too.
like actual sex.
that was the video. I don't know if the guy was actually penetrating the small girl,
But the act,
but they were
the
having
act,
sex in that video in one small part, and they didn't know somebody was taking the video.
That's the problem. Why would someone be video instead of going
Instead
there?
of stopping them, that's
stopping
another
them.
thing.
It's a
Do you get?
problem, actually.
That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
Do you get? So at the end of the day, it's not just in the hands of parents. You as an adult, what do you do to teach any child you see around you when you see them doing something that
But wait,
is,
but this is
that
not
is
about children now. This is about young adults.
it starts from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It starts from there. So we have to treat something from the roots before we'll be able to address it later. It starts from there. Imagine that girl now that I saw on that video. That girl will grow up to be something else.
It becomes a normal thing to her.
Look at the
actually.
child. I don't want to mention the school name, but we all know what happened with a girl in a particular school. I don't want to mention the name. Do you understand? Okay, look at that. And I can't remember the age of that girl. I think they said whether 13 or 12 or something. Look at that age. Do you understand?
Very
I had a
experienced,
friend when I was when I was in school, in university. She was a very good friend. And at a point, this girl was always, if she's not with a man, is a problem. I wanted to I was too inquisitive. I want to know why. Because I don't understand why somebody cannot just stay without a man. So I really wanted to know why. And then I was close to her, and I discovered that her childhood was rough. She had parents, she had mom, she had a dad. You get? But her childhood was really rough. Nobody cared. Nobody even tried to watch
she
her or
just grew
something.
up all by
And then
herself,
do you
instructing
get? And
herself
she
and
had
all.
Grew
parents.
wild.
If you don't have parents and you grew up all by yourself, it's a different thing. She had parents, and she still grew up all by herself. And then she probably had sex the first time, and then the second time, and then the third time, and she
they
just
did not even
do you
know.
know? Somebody made a statement to me and told me that, you see, this sex thing does not even mean anything to her anymore. That she can just it's just 2 minutes thing, and it doesn't. And I was looking at her, eyeball to eyeball.
Of course now, yeah.
Do you understand? It doesn't mean anything to certain people. They just do the sex. And you are talking about this sex and you're making it a big deal. They are look at this one as in, why are you trying to
Impress.
Who are you trying
You
to impress?
understand?
And what are
And
you
they might
trying
even
to
look at you as if you're forming
you're
or something.
forming or you are lying. Do you get? And most people just look at your face and just conclude that this one is a sex,
Or your stature.
this one is a sex. Who gave you it's their head, it's their mind. Do you
And
get?
and
It's
the way
it's
things
in
are
their
going
head.
with these things, and they are making even the ones that don't want to involve in this premarital sex,
Find-
making them feel stupid,
Archaic,
making them
you know?
like they don't know what's up, and they are like, you understand?
So this
as-
sex
as a
is
young
not
man,
marriage
waiting they
thing.
right,
As
and
a
then
young
the ones they
person
do waiting
now,
they
let's
wrong.
say in your 18, 19, 20, you're still single, and then you don't have a man in your life. Like, are you sure this one is okay? Why wouldn't you have a man? So you've not been doing something
I'm
like
telling
this.
you.
So that's
Somebody,
one.
somebody told me when I was in school then that if you are still a virgin at 20, 22,
What?
21, that means they don't swear for you. Do you understand? And I was there looking at myself, oh God. And I looked at the person that was talking. I'm like, wow. It was like I was in
Based
the
on
wrong,
what's
I was in the
trending
wrong
already.
circle.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
get?
based on what's
If I
trending.
say anything there now, everybody will
They will
just
come after you,
they'll come after
definitely.
me. Do you get? So I noticed that I wasn't supposed to be here, because what do I want to tell this guy that say somebody that is 20, 21, 20, the person is a virgin, the person they've sweat.
Even the ones
As
that are
in-
virgins now, they cannot even proudly
They
say
can't
they are
even come out
virgins
and
outside
say it.
anymore.
I'm telling you the truth. You see, this virginity matter, I can, if you give me a book, I can write and how do they call this thing? I can write a story on it. You get, based on experience. Virginity was something people owed, it was
Yeah.
very,
Now.
very,
Very
very
sacred.
Yes, but now, if you are a virgin now, I'm telling you, you don't need anybody to tell you to go and get yourself this virgin.
Don't just say that you're a virgin.
The society will tell you that, girl, you are very stupid to be a virgin at this age. And I'm wondering why it's like that.
That's why
I'm
I asked
really
what
wondering
went
why
that's,
it's like
that's
that.
basically
How
what
did-
I
how did
said
you come to
before.
this?
That cultural shift. So one of the factors that pushes for cultural shifts, or major factor they use to achieve that, is social media. So someone comes out in social media that has a lot of followers and makes a sarcastic comment. It could be just a joke. They just do it, and they withdraw. Someone else will repeat the same thing. Before you know it, it starts trending.
Trending.
Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that most of the jokes that comedians use has to do with sex?
Yeah.
Why is it so? All the music videos, like everything they are throwing at young people, sex, sex, sex. So,
So
what
it
do you want them
gives
to
the
think
vibes.
about?
You just want to
And
do
they
it.
made
And then
access to all these porn sites very free.
Yeah, very
Very free. Just log in and watch as much as you want. You don't need to pay anything. So all those things are gradually changing our culture.
So-
Before you know it, a young child of 10-year-old is desiring sex. Once the person does it, comes out to talk about it in social media, people appreciate it. So that's what major work that social media is doing. They're using it to push an idea. There are basically three ways to destabilize a culture. One is what do they call it? Desensitization. Like she said before, back then when you talk about sex, people had this sacred, oh my god, sex, no, 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 no. But they started pushing for what did I just call it? Disseminate this what?
Desensitization.
Desensitization. So desensitization is to achieve a stance where when we talk about this, it doesn't feel like so
Doesn't
much of a
feel
big deal. Like
okay,
someone
no.
saying it's just sex now.
just sex.
That's desensitization. That sacred feel you get whenever they talk about anything, they want to remove it from you. So you see it as normal. It's no more a
normal thing.
taboo. Then after that is done, the second thing they do is to make you feel terrible if you don't do it. And that's very easy. Use social media. People that do it, let them be very loud about it. Let them shout it. Let them scream it.
Be proud
"I
of
do
it."
this.
Let them
Be
show
proud of
You
it.
can even
Yes.
show a clip. No,
The
Yeah.
world will
like that.
celebrate them. Give them flying colors. Maybe they are not very
Bad things
vocal
are
about it,
celebrated in this
but
world nowadays.
the support they give it, or they give you fame, something like that. But people that do it, they are very bold to talk about it. So that's them trying to encourage others, and then indirectly shutting up the mouth of people that don't do it. Then the third thing is they achieve a stage whereby people now start accepting it as a culture. This is what's trending. And most times what they use to achieve that is just social media.
Social media.
Just
So,
push it out
so
there.
everything just
automatically,
just goes
automatically
back to
is
social
yes,
media.
yes. Automatically,
one of the reasons
young
why
people
young
before
people-
they get married, they don't see any reason with having sex before
Before
they get
marriage,
married.
Yes.
You know,
It has been
because it
desensitized.
starts from there.
But I
These
just
are
believe
just
that
the
these
roots.
things they
to
have
it.
advantages and they have disadvantages. So let's take a look at the advantages of the premarital sex and then the disadvantage, because I believe that there are these things they have effects on us.
Okay.
Let's okay, but let me start with you.
Wait. Sorry. Are we supposed to talk about it as Christians or just generally?
Just generally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Advantages.
Yes.
Oh,
Doesn't really have the advantages,
I
honestly.
don't know,
because some
but
people see it
I-
that way.
but
Because
I-
before we started, someone said something that there was this particular family whereby a guy got married to a girl and they didn't do anything until they got married. Then 15 years after, they were still looking for a child. And then the second son of the family said, Omo, I cannot be like my brother. And they told the guy, you must get this girl pregnant before you marry her, because see what happened to your brother. You know, to them now, that is just the best option and the best way out of it. So how do you look at that?
There are other scenarios where two persons were dating and they got pregnant and then they still did not get married. So what would you say about that?
It took Sha.
So I wouldn't. There's no way I will endorse sex before marriage. All right, because for me, I know it has disadvantages. One of the disadvantage of sex before marriage is that it would come at you when you are finally married. That experience that you had, especially when you're younger. When you're younger, your urge for sex, your drive, your moves, everything will be all active. So when you start, when you grow more, when you
Like
start
giving
getting
it to
old,
different ladies. Give.
you start losing those
Philanthropist.
desires for you start losing the desires for sex, and then that will affect your
Your
wife if your
marriage,
wife
yeah.
is just starting. Your
What
wife is,
if the wife has been the philanthropist and then the man just started?
It
either
will also
way, either
affect.
way it will
Yeah.
affect either way. So
So you see a lot of people in marriages complaining, my husband is not satisfying me.
Yeah.
And some husband too, my wife is not satisfying me. So most times the reason for that is that this guy has a PhD in sex. Or the lady has a PhD in sexology. He don't sleep with big one, small one, fat one, long one, short
You
one.
can't go marry where get tiny one.
Even maybe it's not that the guy is tiny. It's
You know
just
the
a normal
last 1
size.
second.
normal side, but she has done things
Because
with
of her experience.
experience. So each time, so that's actually one of the things
Did I just
someone
say
mentioned,
that?
a therapist.
Oh my
He
goodness.
said,
God,
when
I'm
you have
goodness.
sex with different people, so when you finally marry, each time you're having something with your partner, your mind is
compare.
always comparing the guy with
Yeah,
someone else.
yeah,
So the
exactly.
guy has to try to catch up with someone he
Catch up.
doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So before you know, it's just a matter of time. There will be tension in the marriage. The girl will start complaining, come out in public. It doesn't satisfy me. It doesn't satisfy me. And it's still the same social media that
That we
caused.
advise her,
Yes, we'll come
divorce
again
the
and
guy.
tell her, find solution. There are other guys out there. Before you know, it tension starts building in the marriage. She will start complaining about things she doesn't complain about before. My husband is no more romantic. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. It may not really be the guy doesn't do all those, but subconsciously she's comparing the guy to someone else in bed. And before you know it, fire. When you start fire here, it doesn't only burn here. It starts burning many other things. So she will start feeling that dissatisfaction in bedroom, and before you know it's fresh. She start
Yeah.
complaining about many other things,
many
and
other
before you know
Is
it,
this the
the
cause of
family is already
premarital
breaking
sex?
down.
What you are saying, is it the cause of premarital sex?
No,
No, we are talking about
disadvantage,
disadvantages of
Premarital
premarital
sex.
sex. Yeah.
Okay.
So most times it makes you gain experience you don't really need. So if the guy has never had it before and the girl has never had it before, you will not know that
You
it's
will
not
not know
good.
exactly.
For you to say it's not good means you have seen someone better. Because you've never eaten obolo soup before. They gave you say, this one doesn't taste really nice. How did you know? Which one did you eat before that made you know this one doesn't taste as good as the other one? So that's one of the disadvantages.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So what about the advantages?
Does he have any
That's what you say. Doesn't
Maybe-
have-
maybe
Does
she-
he have no, I'm asking now, does he have advantages? Because
think-
like he was saying something before the show started that people are always against watching porn, or people are always against porn, but people still watch it.
You just
You
see
get-
like you see views.
Do you
Like,
understand?
so who is watching
And
this?
you
50
you
million
said
views.
you can buy a phone. When you unwrap the phone, you don't need to insert your SIM
Your
card.
SIM.
Please.
No, what do you mean by
I
SIM?
always get like this. What
What do you mean by that
I
SIM?
want
Because when you
to
said the
get
SIM, you
it
started
right.
laughing.
That's
I want to
actually-
get it right.
Okay.
I'm a single lady. I'm not married yet. We have married people here, right?
Are you
Yeah,
asking
sure.
us
I
to
want to
relate
get
the
it,
phone
yeah.
and the SIM to marital life?
No, I'm not being, specific.
No, okay,
now
let me
on,
on
on
clear
phone
you.
or
So let her land. I don't understand her question yet.
exactly.
Okay, so basically you're asking what's the
You
merits.
cannot understand. You're not letting me talk now.
we are talking.
Basically, what?
You're saying what's the advantage of marriage?
Yes, what's the advantage? Okay, I've heard the
disadvantage,
disadvantages.
okay.
I kind of understand the disadvantages too.
Yeah,
Do you
why
understand?
you should not indulge in it?
Yeah, why you
actually.
should not indulge in premarital sex. So now, please, what is the advantage of premarital sex? At least you are married now. Some of you are married now, and when you were single, please I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but just let me know what is the advantage.
This advantage that you're talking about is the reason why most youths involve or indulge in premarital sex, because they feel, I want to know the capacity of the person I'm getting married to.
You actually said that before. They want to feel good.
And then
Yeah,
that
I
feeling
was
too.
talking
That
about,
advantage.
I
I
was
don't
talking
think it
about,
was-
the growing up, adults or so.
Yeah, I understand.
While growing up, the first instance,
Just
the
the
root. I was
feeling.
talking about the roots. Of
You can
it.
also see that as
So
an
now we have
advantage
left
too.
the roots. Now we're not talking about, we're talking about the other side, the advanced level, when you're ready to get married and you are having premarital sex before marriage. So you guys have, mentioned different points why it is wrong, the disadvantage. I want to know the advantage too. Let me know the advantage of premarital sex.
Let me just put it this way. One of the reasons why I feel some people do it, or why most young people indulge in premarital sex, is because they want to know the sexual capability
Of their
capacity
partner.
of their partner or their intending partner. Like
so
I said
it's wrong.
before,
Is it wrong?
like to them it's not wrong, but seriously, like he said, it's actually bad, because that's a way they find.
Please,
for
let me ask-
Sokoto,
let me
you get
ask her a
for
let me
like,
ask her a question.
you understand what I'm trying to say?
Let me ask you a question. So when you try this person and you're not
You're
satisfied,
not satisfied. What do you do?
I don't
You
like.
move to the next
I don't like this.
person,
I don't like this
right?
egusi soup. I want to go for ogbono. And you
That's-
try ogbono, it's too salty. You understand? And then no, vegetable soup. So you just keep trying different ladies, because this one where
No,
you
I'm
check
talking
out.
about a
you don't.
woman now. Leave. You see, men,
I thought
It's no a woman.
What
Let me, I
happened to
didn't say
men
that. I
again
didn't
now?
say
What
that.
happened to
Sorry,
men?
I didn't
What
say
happened
that.
to
A
men? What
woman.
happened to men
Because
again? Leave us
I'm a
alone.
woman that is asking the
Actually,
advantages of premarital sex. So I want your answers. We're talking.
see,
we're
personally
together,
for me,
together. I want your answers.
for me,
based on a
I
woman.
would say for ladies, there are no advantages of having premarital sex for ladies.
It gives you an experience that you don't actually need.
Because you're emotional beings. If you have sex with this particular guy and you guys don't end up getting married, and then you eventually got married to another person, and then you are emotionally, it affects you because the guy is not satisfying you. So what's not the advantage? Why do you have to? You understand? So for ladies, I don't think, for me personally, there are no advantages to having a premarital
There are
sex.
all the advantages in this world are on the men.
On the men,
They're on
actually.
the men.
Okay, wait, let's-
That's
What?
my
Wait,
anger.
wait,
That's
wait.
my anger.
I want to
really
ask
feel
something.
good.
I was where I was
Men
driving
speak for
driving
themselves.
us.
Okay, let me ask just one question.
Please
Give
do.
me one advantage for men.
Please.
Advantage for me.
Yeah, you need
Okay,
to answer
no, wait,
actually.
I will give you
Cloud9.
Okay.
Wait, calm down. I will give
How
you.
did we get there?
You see, when a woman is worried, about her body counts, a man don't have that time to worry because they feel that they are the men. They can insert their SIM card anywhere.
That's actually correct.
And a
I don't know
woman
where
is
this
conscious
is coming
of
from.
allowing unnecessary SIM card get into her phone. Do you understand? So a woman has a lot to lose
How is
in
it an
terms of this
advantage
thing.
to us again?
No, I'm not. It's an advantage to you because you
Because you
can
don't
do
have
it
anything to worry
anytime
about
and any
body
day,
counts.
anywhere with anybody without
And
even
nobody will
worrying
actually know.
about anything.
And nobody will
But the
know.
woman has everything in the whole world to
Everything
worry
to lose,
about.
actually, because if she gets pregnant
Do
at
you
the end of the
understand?
day, now she go see carry
Yes,
shame.
it's a man's world.
So-
that is why these men are the ones that are making it.
Are you talking about the man on suit?
Wait,
No, it's
no,
not
I'm-
this man.
please.
It's not-
Are you
it's
talking
not
about
this
that man or this
Hold on.
man? Because
I don't like this.
you are
So
being
you guys should let me
specific.
talk.
This man.
Before you let me, the point
Let
what I
her
want to say will go off my head.
Oh, yeah, breathe.
That's what this is what I'm saying. Okay. This thing is more advantageous to the men. A woman, if she does not use her brain, she will just be falling inside different types of pits.
Yeah.
Why the men are just going, they're just floating on the water and
I think
because
what you're
they
trying
can-
to say is that it's not an advantage. You just mean the men are less at risk.
Let me tell you, it's an
Practicing it.
advantage.
I guess that's what you're
Because you
saying.
know
It's
that.
not
Let
an
me
advantage
talk
now.
now.
It's
Let
actually
me
a
talk
disadvantage.
It's not an
first.
advantage.
Wait
Let me
first.
tell you, okay.
If you think it's not an advantage, that is what you think. Is your thinking. This is what I'm saying. The question is, why do young people engage in premarital sex? Most of the time, these men are the ones making these women involved in this premarital sex.
Okay.
You will see a man that will not encourage a woman that wants to be reserved just because he wants to test what he wants to buy. And most of them, they will say it's not an advantage. It's an advantage to them because they don't have any price to pay. They don't have anything to lose. So they keep pressuring this innocent girl to have sex with them. Otherwise, the relationship will not stay. And then a woman that wants to keep her man so that her man will not go from her to another woman, she wants to fulfill the heart desire of the man by having sex with him before marriage so that he will stay. Do you understand?
Sure.
And with that, the woman is giving to this, and probably, for instance, he ends up not marrying her. She'll meet the other person, and the other person is also making this demand. Do you understand? And then she gives. It's not her will. That's where I'm trying to go. It's not her will. But
She
she
can
has
control
to.
has
it
to
now,
keep
but she
her
can control it
relationship.
now.
Because
She
she
can
wants
say
to keep
no
her
now.
relationship, she had
Wait
to
now.
do it.
What
She
do
must
you
still
mean?
marry
What do you
that
mean?
one.
What
You
do you
can-
mean that she can say no? Hold on, please.
can say no
Sorry,
now.
sorry. Please let me talk. I beg.
Today,
Let me
me not gonna
talk.
let you talk today.
Let me tell you, this thing is really annoying because by the time everybody is accusing a woman that have slept with 20 men, when you see a man that has slept with 1 million ladies, they'll be clapping for him. They'll be clapping for him. That he's a real
outside
man.
there, actually,
He's
outside
a
there.
real
Not-
man.
not-
But
I
the
don't know who
truth,
is
the
going to
truth,
encourage
the
that.
truth,
It depends on where you belong.
Well, the thing
the
is,
truth is, Slim Tush, I would not really agree with
See, I
wait,
wanted to
I
say
think-
something, but you guys were blocking me. And
No,
what,
we get
some
we
things
gave
that I
you
want to
chance
say
to talk
went
now.
off.
We get
If
no,
you guys
no.
allow me talk, it would have been
Oh, yeah,
better.
say it fast. Say
Please,
it
let's
fast.
dim
There's
to
nothing I want to
breathe.
say because you guys are just scattering everything in my head.
That's how you
I
need
have,
to
I
move
have
on.
it. I want
Come
to
back
say
home.
it, but you're not giving me the time to say it.
How do you feel
And then
now?
I'll end up saying something else, and I don't like it.
Sorry.
Please, wait, before I forget what I want to say to say, before I start getting emotional about what I wanted to say.
Because you know
What if I
right.
don't allow you to say what you want
The-
to
the
say now?
truth
Just
is
like
this,
you didn't allow me to say what I want to say.
Like you said, and you said, if a lady sleeps with like 20 men, right? People accuse her like she's the one that is to blame. And if a guy sleeps with like 20 million ladies, they clap for him like kunaka, you grab. But I would say everything still has to do with the lady's decision. If you don't want to give the guy sex and he wants it, so
Hold
we
on.
have gotten to
Must
Hold
use the
on,
F word
hold
now.
on, hold on. See, wait.
that thing is pissing me off
Wait,
because
hold on.
we have
Please.
had
That's where she could have
Hold
because you
on,
have had
I'm
it
saying,
great.
see,
several
hold
ladies
on.
that-
See, there are a lot of things single ladies go through out there. A lot of things. You are married, do you understand? And most times, most married people, this marriage just came to them, like free of charge. They did not have to go through anything before they got married.
First of all,
Some people, marriage for them is like a blessing. They're just lucky. So if you are lucky, you are married. Just keep quiet and shut up. Go and sit down.
For
Do you
the ladies,
understand?
First of all,
Some
first
people
of all,
don't
the
have.
ladies-
Some people
wait,
don't have
wait,
this grace.
You need
For
to
the
understand
ladies,
the ladies
actually, men,
was first
you
of
can
all
just
single
decide to
before
get
she got
married.
married.
Yes,
Um,
I was going there,
a
but
man
they
can just decide
blocked
to
me.
get married,
A
though.
man
It's not the
can just
ladies.
decide to
It's
get
for
married.
the ladies.
A man can just sit down and say, okay, I want to get married in 2 days. And he just steps outside and carry anything and marry.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
You know.
A woman cannot sit down and say, in 1 year, before the end of this year, I'm getting married. Except that woman is a believer. Do you get? Believes God and trusts God and, working accordingly, praying and doing whatever she's
Her
supposed to
faith
do.
life
So
must
do you
be
her
because-
faith life must be solid. That's that aside. Okay, let me just face a normal woman. Let me not put spirituality or religion into it. A woman cannot just sit down and say, okay, before the end of this year, I must get married. And she does not have anybody that she's dating, anybody that she's seeing. And she just sit down like, okay, before this, I must get married. Like, she's so sure and she's done with it. It cannot work like that. Because a woman will not go and woo a man to come and marry her.
It happens, though.
It happens, but it is not
It's
the
not
right
right.
Not
thing.
the
Yeah.
ideal thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Well,
not the right thing.
you
So
said
a lot
something.
of women rather will not do it. They will rather stay and wait for the man that. But a man can just decide that, okay, that's why most men, when they are young, they will keep sleeping with different ladies. They will not want to get married. Until when they are 58 and 69, they will now go and look for one small 18 years old cha-cha.
Which is annoying, actually.
You get to marry after they've slept with all the other younger, all the other younger ladies from their 20s and 30s and left them. They will now go and carry one little girl that does not know anything, somebody that they can toss around in the marriage and marry.
See,
Okay,
of all-
sorry.
Everything boils
Having-
down to the fact that these
having
men are
said
just
that,
getting
actually,
everything.
Wait,
growing
no,
up,
see, you
I'm
need
sorry,
to-
please. Growing up as a young child in those days, I always loved to say things like that. When my dad was advising me about men, women, boy, girl relationship, he said something. He said, men are like trailers, while girls or women are like keke napep. Imagine when a trailer hits a keke napep. What happens to the trailer? Nothing, obviously.
Nothing.
While the keke napep will be there. You go down
Scattered.
You go down scatter.
Scatter. Like,
Even if you take it to a mechanic, it will take a lot to repair that kicking and paper actually. But the trailer is like nothing happened to it. So that's actually what I wanted to say when you said men has a lot to gain and women have a lot.
they are
to lose
they are
and all
on
that.
the advantageous
I
side when
kinda
it comes
picked
to
that.
this premarital
I kinda
sex.
picked that
They are the
because-
one making most of these
There are
ladies
some things-
engage in it.
There are some
That's
things
what
that,
I'm saying.
There are some things that you said that I would like to talk about.
No, please.
At first, you mentioned a lady sleeping with different guy and then different guys, and they don't end up getting married to them, and then it's a good thing. Now I said something,
It's a good thing.
and then it's a bad thing rather.
Oh.
And I said something. I answered you. I said, "What will it cost the lady to not
To say
give in
no.
to
Okay,
all
let
this
me answer that.
unusual
Let me-
sex
let me
this
say
thing?"
something
And then
to
you're
that.
wait. Let me finish, please.
Okay.
And then you're spoiling you are actually hurting yourself more, because at the end of the day, the guy does not end up getting married to you, and then you're emotionally derailed, like psychologically is affecting you. So why don't you now at the end of the day, if you don't give yourself to him, like having premarital sex with him, and then he ends up not being with you, and then you give yourself to him, having premarital sex with him, and then he ends up not being with you at the same time. So think about it. You didn't give him anything. He not marry you. You give him, he marry you.
So what you're saying
give
in a
am, he no
nutshell,
marry
In a
you
nutshell, you're
actually.
saying
What she's saying, yeah.
the girl should hold herself.
Make
you know,
her
she
stand,
have-
actually, make her
yeah,
stand.
make her
Because
stand.
yes,
also
that's
believe
that's
that,
that's
see,
true. That's true.
when a
Do
guy
you
is
get?
coming
That's
to
true.
you, a guy is coming to you, disturbing you, it is in your place as a girl to actually say no.
A
Then
guy
if
that
he
will
now-
that
if
will
he now
marry you
rape
will
is a
still marry
different
you.
thing
Should I
altogether.
bust your
Is it going
bubble?
to
Yes,
Should I
it
bust your
is
bubble?
right.
Now, I'm speaking from a guy's perspective. I'm going to mention some of the things you said. The first thing you said is that it's a man's word. Yes, feminists don't believe it, but you're actually very much true. It is a man's word. Now,
don't know if I believe that.
secondly, you mentioned something about a lady gives her body to a man and he ends up not marrying her. One thing women need to understand is that most times they don't marry a woman because they slept with the girl. Yeah, people talk about it out there. Say if you want to keep your man, give him sex. That's not true.
Bullshit.
Rubbish.
That's not.
That's
But
not-
it has been
It's
Arab
preached.
nonsense.
Entirely.
Sef.
It has
Yes,
been
that's
preached.
not true.
Eh,
Actually,
now.
that's
So
not true.
men don't marry the women they sleep with.
Yes.
If that were
A
the
lot.
case, all the prostitutes in all these motels, they'll all be
Exactly.
married.
Yes,
So
because
we
a
will
man
be
can
keeping
actually
that
sleep
one
with a
girl,
woman
keeping
that
her.
he does not
One
feel
of the
anything
strong
for.
ways to push a marriage, my father actually I heard him talking to my sisters. One of the strong ways to push for marriage as a woman is denying sex. Because let's say you sell suya and I come to you, I beg, let me test. You cut 100 naira and give me for testing. I've eaten it. I don't like the taste.
Come
Give me
to
another one.
spot.
No, it can even be the sense for I've not really gotten what I want. I still want to be convinced. Give me more. You give. I'm not sure about the taste again.
didn't put
Give me
enough
more.
pepper.
And
See, a man
you
go
didn't
cut
put
your
enough
neck,
pepper.
you
Just
go know
kept
that
complaining, giving different reasons. If you keep
You don't
giving that guy,
benefit
there
now.
is nothing.
You know, buy at
So
the
there
end
is
of the
nothing
day.
again. But if you once someone mentions something, say if you know what someone wants, two ways to keep them is either you keep giving them that same thing to make them stay, or you take it away from them. In this case, it should be taken away because it's something that he can get anywhere else. But if he wants this particular one, then you give him a condition. If you want to test what I have, then you gotta marry me, guy. And most times that's what pushes
my
men
man.
into marriage.
I feel you, bro.
That's true.
Yes,
That's
that's
my man.
what I want to
That's
hear.
the thing.
Actually, that's what I really want to
Because
hear.
I
Are you
understand
I
what
get
she's
satisfied
saying.
now?
I
Yes,
understand.
I'm
No, I actually
satisfied.
understand where she's coming from because ladies, some ladies, not all,
You know,
some
they
ladies
lose their
are now very
their
desperate.
self-esteem.
They
You
want
get?
to get married at all costs.
Of course, yeah,
And they are
so
willing to do anything,
anything.
and give anything because
So they are
want to
giving
get
him their body because they want to just get married.
married.
You know,
Probably because of peer pressure
I used
or
to have this friend
whatever.
in school, in uni. I finished from University of Ibadan. She was a very close friend of mine.
You are. You have to do something right now.
So she mentioned to me that growing up, she used to have this guy friend. She was a doctor, and they had one or two things. You know that the guy came with the same line, "I will marry you." Because most times men found out that once they use that marriage line, it makes a woman drop her guards.
Now so they say they
You
start.
just feel free.
Like,
And
for real,
he
that
promised.
wouldn't make me to
He,
lose
pro-
my
he
car.
promised.
I said,
He
oh,
promised he will
like
marry
for
me.
women.
So that's what the guy used. Enter her, chop her,
Promise you
clean
will
out.
marry me.
Ah,
I
can
say,
you
okay, so where is the guy now? I can't find him again. Second relationship, the guy promised her heaven and earth. I will marry you, I will do this for you, I will do that for you. She come up, that one enter, finish, go.
Get around.
Actually.
Come up
No,
and-
it's not
Right.
loud.
So I had to talk to her. I
true,
said,
yes.
baby girl, listen, if you keep doing this thing, no man will want to settle down with you. What they are supposed to pay for, they've already gotten it for free.
For free.
But I didn't say it in a way to condemn her because I really understand the psychological effect. It makes the girl feel safe. You know, she will drop her guard. She feels if I give him this thing, he will stay. But most times that's not the truth. Men want you have to do something that will make him keep coming back for you. And that's not giving him what he has asked for. It's not giving it to him. Take it away from
Take
him.
it away.
You want this phone, right? Or you go and talk to my father. You go and meet your father. Say, I've spoken to your father now. Let's do this thing. Oh, you want it, right? Or yeah, meet my people properly. Let me be your wife. Then I'll give you what you want. Most times the fear is, what if I don't give him and he leaves? What if you give him and he leaves?
Many of them
that's not-
leave.
that's
It's his
my point,
decision.
actually.
Okay, now,
What
Many
if
of
you
them
give him and he
leave.
leaves?
Even when you give
Let me-
and
let
when
me-
you don't give,
Let me
they
put it
still
this
leave.
way.
They still leave.
That is for someone who is already up to the age of getting married, right? What about that this person is not even ripe for marriage, and then you are indulging in premarital sex?
That
Something that is
person-
supposed to be for a married person. That is what you.
Yeah, that one wants to feel good now.
That one is. That
And
one,
now
that,
feel good is just
that,
3 minutes.
That one is just doing recreational dating.
That 3 minutes
just,
means a lot to them.
That was
come on,
Yeah, the one that
entirely
is saying
different
3
thing.
there's
minutes.
something that my granny told me once. She said, if you do this always, you're going to age more than your age. You understand?
Yeah, you
Because it's
look
going to make you
older
look
than your
older than your
age.
age.
Of
If you come
course.
and tell people I'm 16, they'll be like, really? How can you be 16 and you're looking 25?
And
And it's a problem to a girl. It's a problem.
to be
I think it affects both sides, both the men and the boys, because they're talking about young ones.
Young
right?
ones.
The boys and the girls.
It's still good with the boys.
See,
Because no
I
matter how
understand.
old a man looks, you can still blend. But if a woman at 16 looks 35, it's a problem.
an
If
issue.
if a man is 16 and he looks 30, it's still good. He's a man.
It's like, this one.
You
quick
get
mature.
he's a man.
I wanted
This one
to,
is quick
I
mature,
wanted to
he's
say
a man.
something before I forget it to you specifically. Any guy that comes to a girl and offering sex as a condition to marry her does not want to marry that girl.
Of course,
all.
I know.
Any guy that says, if you don't give me this thing, I will
Sex,
leave,
of-
that guy will never marry
He
that
will-
Abe
girl.
Waka.
If you want, give him monkey
Milf.
style. Hang your
he
legs
will still
on top
leave
of
if he
tree.
wants to leave.
Milf.
You know why I wanted us to, elaborate on that? Because there are some people out there who needs these answers.
Yeah.
Do you get? There are people out there who needs these answers, because I've been friends with different type of ladies, and I've seen things in different ways, and how these people think. And most of the time, if I have the time, I trace it to their roots.
Their
And then
roots.
I feel sorry. I can't blame them again. I don't know why. I'm supposed to be blaming them. You don't do this. You are not supposed. But I find myself not blaming them. Do you get? And then it looks like, I don't know, like I'm, joining their, I don't know how to put it. But then seriously, I feel bad for some ladies. I feel very bad for some ladies. And if you want to look at this matter, it's not really their fault. It's not really their fault. When they started making these mistakes, they didn't know they were making a mistake. And there was nobody to guide them, to tell them, this thing that you're doing is a mistake. It's going to affect you.
Some of
like
them
this.
actually
Some of
had
them,
guidance,
they-
but they
Yes,
refused.
some of them
They
are the guidance.
refused.
No, that's why I'm saying in different ways.
Okay.
Do you understand? Some of them have what is it called? The
Yeah,
guidance or whatever.
guidance.
And they still end up doing what they want to do, and still use their own hand to spoil, their life or something. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I don't know, I'm always putting myself in the center. Do you get? Yes, I put blames on whoever needs to be blamed. Do you get? But most of the time, I still try to put myself in the center. Do you get? Sometimes, we should not totally condemn people, especially the ladies, because a lot of ladies don't know what they are doing. They just feel that they know what they are doing, but they don't. I'm not even excluding myself. Do you understand? But you rarely find a man or a boy, even a boy 10 years old, already knows exactly what he's doing, compared to a girl of 15 years that will be thinking she knows what she's doing. She does not know what she's doing. A boy of 10 years old knows what he wants to do before he does it. He probably knows the outcome of what he wants to do self before he even does it. Do you get? But a girl will feel, I know it, I want to do it. It's a lie, yo. She does not know it. She
Oh,
just
na
want
no
to,
dey
and
gree,
then
so
she
na
end
no
up
no
making.
na no dey
So
gree.
not be say
So
we
what
no
are
dey
you-
gree.
so what are you
Not be
driving
say
at?
what I'm
What's-
no.
Yeah.
What I'm just generalizing this thing. Do you get? This sex before marriage thing. We should not blame everything on a man or blame everything on a woman. Do you understand? Everybody just needs this orientation. Do you get? Everybody needs the orientation. But another thing that I'm also saying, it is more advantageous for the men.
It's not
It's
advantageous.
actually not
Yeah,
advantageous to any
that's
group.
what I'll
oh.
be
That
trying to
particular
correct.
Okay,
line
please.
is
It's
not.
not.
It's not advantageous.
You know why I'm saying that? Because a man can have sex at any time they want. Do you get? A woman cannot just have sex at any time she wants, except she's the loose type that does not know how to, control certain things. I don't know how to put that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, in that aspect, I would like the men to speak for themselves. In closing,
Okay.
we've already taken too much time on this topic already. Please, I want the men to speak for themselves. Is it really true that this premarital sex is more advantageous to the men? For real, so
It's never true. Okay, premarital sex is not advantageous to anybody, be it a man and a woman. It's just that the women, they are many of the times
They have more to lose.
more to lose.
They
you
actually
know.
do.
Yeah, that's
just
what
it.
I'm saying.
It's not
now.
an
Yeah, but
advantage
it's not
to a
an
man. now.
advantage.
It's
An
not an
advantage to
advantage.
men actually. We both parties have a lot to lose, but women are more at risk
Exactly.
than men, because when a woman has sex with a man, she becomes emotionally attached.
Yes,
Most times,
true.
men they don't get attached.
Yeah.
I
They
actually
just
heard
do
someone
it.
say that men don't attach emotions to sex or sex to emotion.
Yes.
They don't actually.
They
They,
don't.
it's not an emotional connection for them. A woman it is. So when there is a break in that relationship, it hurts you deeper. You feel like I've given so much into this relationship. But
Yeah.
to the guy,
Don't wear
it's not
boxers. Come out.
it's just how men are wired. But that doesn't mean they are not at risk as well. It affects them in marriage too. That's how they get into this girl is not. There was this video I saw, the guy was complaining, say every day, missionary, missionary, missionary. Yeah, every day I be giving mission. Why can't you hang on the wall? Give me the ride of my life. You know, your mates are out there doing something
What
exciting.
is this
So that
about?
kind of guy probably has had different things from different people.
Yeah,
So
of course.
he's
You're
not
not
comparing.
comparing.
Yeah. So it will also affects him too. So both parties, it affects them. But women just have more to lose than
To
men.
lose.
That's
Okay.
how I would
Just have
advise
more.
It's
ladies
better.
or women. I beg, silam. If the guy won't go me waka, at the end of the day, you have your prestige to keep.
Yeah.
You have you are intact upstairs. You understand?
Whether he
Nobody's
leaves or
affecting.
not.
Yeah. You understand?
Seriously,
And
when you
mind
don't
you,
have
there-
sex
there
with
is
a
a
guy,
man looking
and at the
for
end of the
you.
day he leaves, you'll be able to couple yourself up and move on.
Yeah, and we
It will not
intentionally.
even if it affects you emotionally, you will get over it.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
all, you've not. This
I
person
have
has just
nothing
left
to
you.
lose.
You
so
will
we
get over it
we
easily.
intentionally did not talk about the biblical advantage of this thing. So you guys don't think we're all
Is
churchy
it-
about this
yeah.
stuff. You understand?
Yeah, sure.
So we are trying to make you guys know that I'm not the host. I'm just feeling like
Yeah,
one.
sure, I understand. Please go
So we're
ahead.
trying to make you guys know that it's really not. Please don't, ladies, don't. Now we they lose pass. Actually, I know they said that it's not advantageous to them either ways. I'm not sitting with it like fully sitting. Oh, but I know say now we they chop and fast.
Yeah,
We dey
in
chop the
closing,
breakfast fast.
how do you what advice do you have for those that are congeals?
You mean for the men? You mean for the men?
For both.
For
Both parties,
both.
yes.
That-
What do you
yes.
advise them to
Thank
do?
you very much for that question.
What do you advise them to
those
do?
people wey be
Okay.
say they don't feel whole body.
Let,
you know,
let,
the
let me
body
let me
too
talk to the
dey-
ladies. Men now go find solution to our
Still go
problem.
find solution.
For the ladies, if you are conscious, like you said,
Jesus.
Conditions.
conscious.
Wow.
Oh, wow, conscious.
I don't create word like this. Please put it.
That's
Oxford.
deeply
That's
strong.
not going on Oxford.
Deeply
Thank
strong.
God, Oxford. Thank God,
Deeply
Oxford.
strong. See, you look for other things to distract yourself from. If you know you don't want to indulge yourself in premarital sex, look for something else that distracts you from the wanting to.
Some people they did that urge for days. Oh.
See, stop watching.
Yeah,
emotional
see,
movies.
I
Stop
actually,
watching
I actually have a
emotional
friend.
movies.
I actually have
Please,
a.
romantic movies. Stay away because
It's not
sometimes
even
it
about
stir up some
rom-com.
things.
It's not even about the
And
rom-com.
then, sorry, please let me also say something. Stay away from emotional or romantic movies. It will help you. And then, secondly, mind what you watch on social media and mind who you listen to as well. It's going to help you because, funny enough, let me just quickly chip this in. I heard someone say something that women and that children are not blessing, that they are. How did she even put it? She said they are distraction. I was wondering, and this one had people following her. Really? You understand? And then I'm like,
Imagine.
they imagine this person coming out to advise me on premarital sex. Like, seriously, how am I supposed to listen to you now? You know, so mind what you listen to out there because there are a lot of trash.
Mind who you listen
Social
to.
media is open for everybody. Then
Yeah.
mind who you listen to and mind who you follow. And then if you are in that position or you're feeling the urge, please don't go and carry one romantic movie or
It wasn't the case.
So
To
what-
worsen your
and say
situation.
you want to relieve
I
yourself.
never
Come on
answered
and
the
see.
question. What would the
See,
person
I
do?
think I had a roommate then. Somebody at the this thing would laugh when she hears this. Now there was a day she had this urge. She said she was horny. Yeah, that was the word she used. Said she was horny. So the first
Like,
day
it's
she
not
talked,
bad, actually,
the first
right?
day she talked about it, we
No, it's
laughed
a good
about it. We all laughed about it. Then she went to work. She came back that evening. She was all gloomy and what's wrong with you? She said, that's they feel it. That's they feel that. For like 3 days. The fourth day, we noticed she was feeling better. She was getting over it. But we noticed she did lots of walk-ins in the evenings. She just leaves the room and then she strolls and comes back. She listens to music. Just put it. So we figured she got something that distracted her from.
I agree.
So I
with
think
this.
as ladies
you have something to
individually, look
distract
for
yourself.
that thing
Something to
that
distract
will
you.
distract you. Sometimes action movies too. Don't do rom-com. Down with just do action movies or read novels, inspirational. Some novels are romantic, so don't do that.
Don't,
Do
please.
you understand? Just find that one thing that distracts you from.
And please don't call a friend.
That is a
on
guy.
phone. Please Don't do that.
Call me.
Don't do that.
Do that.
I say it's my bestie. Please don't do that.
I
And
want
some
to
we
ex-
say
I
they are,
want
they
to
are not.
explain
We are
to
not
him.
actually doing it. We are just sex talking.
Okay.
And then another thing the
smelly.
person can do is just go and marry. If you are already at the age and it's something you
The
can
man
do.
or the
Now,
girl.
like for ladies,
the man
I'm talking
or
about
the
ladies.
For a lady.
So you have to advise
Ah.
the guys that are
Or
conscious.
for the guy that are
For-
conscious,
Eh,
go
because
and marry.
Wow.
you cannot
For
say the
the
lady.
lady.
You cannot say for a
Trendy
lady. You should just go and marry.
No,
Because it's not the lady that will go and carry the marriage.
cannot marry herself
I'm
now.
telling you. So when you are saying that,
So-
address the gender.
Talk to the guys.
Yes, address the gender.
Well, for
These
the lady,
conscious guys.
like she
Sleep
said,
to it, come on.
what her friend did,
Yes, now.
take a walk, wear
Cannot tell a
something,
lady,
listen to
just go and
music,
marry.
jog and distract yourself.
Any man that tells a lady, go and marry, that man should check his brain, check his mental.
Steam too. She always insulting
Yes.
men in this
No,
podcast.
I'm
What
sorry.
is it,
And
sef?
any woman too, any woman that tells a fellow woman, go and marry, she should go and check her brain. She should visit
This thing
the
that
psychiatric
you
hospital.
talked about. I
She
think
should go and check
yes, I think
herself.
ladies should
It's
stop
wrong.
either by teasing or
It's wrong.
sarcastically saying these words. They should not use such word on another lady. because
Yes.
It affects them psychologically. too.
Don't tell a lady like you,
But
go
that's
and
not
marry,
our show.
or
Now,
a
thank you,
man.
No,
Nata.
you don't do.
Hey,
You
hey,
don't do.
hey,
I don't
hey,
talk. You don't. Hey,
yes, hello, it's okay,
whoa.
thank
Now the
you.
woman go give himself the marriage.
Hey,
Yeah,
whoa. Somebody
and
don't
please-
vex.
And please, while you're waiting for the man to come, just open up yourself.
Open
honestly.
up yourself.
You mean
Don't
open-
be-
Open up
Open up
yourself,
what?
but
Open up
close
your
the
heart.
Glad,
other
open up
side.
what?
Oh,
Open your
Please,
heart.
this is
Yeah,
very
please say it,
specific.
say
I don't
it.
like
Open
what
Open
I
up
hate.
your heart. Open up your heart.
I don't like what
And
I
zip
hate.
the other side.
Just the heart, please.
Open up your
I said
Equation
still up. He said
balance.
open up.
Too hard on yourself.
Eh-heh,
Don't be
simple.
too rigid.
Don't be
Come
too
on,
rigid.
because there are a lot of rigid ladies out
Yes,
there. Don't
so,
be too rigid.
it's true.
And be nice to men.
And then
It's not because the man is not your kind of man.
And
you're
reduce
insulting
your
him.
level, your class, my friend. Reduce it now.
Because
That's what
it's
I
not
wanted to
it's
say.
Not everybody
That's-
that comes because you don't know who be who now. Come on, auntie. Come on, you don't know who be who. Last, that man we insult yesterday. If he can't be the man tomorrow,
Exactly.
So before you go and
Yeah.
pick up your spit and put it back inside your mouth,
And it's
You know,
because of
open up,
high
free up
standard
your
that
heart.
made some ladies single
Free up
till
your-
now.
exactly
your
what I
heart.
wanted
Yeah,
to say.
that's
Actually,
one too
when
is-
they were in their early
is a
20s,
big deal.
Let's say
They-
18, 19, and then 20, 25, they'll be like, the kind of man do that. And then you are 28, 29, 30, you are still maintaining that.
33 even.
What's wrong with you? Come on, calm down, bend that low.
Come
what
off
is
your high
worry?
horse, woman.
Come on, just free up yourself. Open
Please,
up your heart.
let's
Come
also be
on.
conscious of one thing too. Because sometimes they
Men
will say
again, no.
yes, so because they will say that a woman is selective, a woman is this. See, sometimes the reason can be let me say this.
Man
so
is
don't
short.
stop looking at me like that. There are some guys, I don't know. Let me not do like this. So I don't
Maybe they don't have
their style of reasoning is
something
is
else.
annoying. Like it's just
It's
somehow
like babyish or
do you,
something.
do you understand?
I
So
guess.
if you are a reasonable man, and you come to talk to a reasonable girl, and both of you just blend, good. But if you're one man, I don't want to use one kind of crazy word,
But-
and you meet a reasonable girl, and then somebody will now be telling the girl, stop being selective. This man is saying the words that are not making sense to you. This man is saying some things, and if he concludes on a particular topic, it's not making any sense. And
Well,
do you want
see.
to marry somebody that when you give birth to your first child, they'll be bringing the child every day to your house that this your pikin no book oh, this in brain, wetin do in brain, you don carry
in
papa
that- in-
brain.
in that aspect,
We are
Why you
not
no carry
saying
mama
we are
brain?
not
reasonable.
saying we are
What
not.
might be reasonable to you
Please.
might not be reasonable to another.
Yeah,
why I
that's what
say,
I'm saying.
As ladies, unmarried people,
Intellectually
of course,
too, it
open up your
matters.
heart. Don't be too hard. Because sometimes when you're too hard on yourself, you tend that you see that the man is not making sense or he's not always being reasonable. Probably your standard is just too much.
It's true.
It's just
Or maybe you're supposed to just help the guy
maybe just help the
intellectually.
guy,
help
don't
a
be
guy.
too hard on yourself.
No, it's
know.
not easy to help a guy.
All right, guys, we've
It's
come
not
to the
easy
end of this
with their
show,
ego.
Of this, we've come to the end of this program today.
only a
because
guy
if
that
we
wants to
allow
be
Slim
helped,
Tush
sha.
to continue, she's not going to stop.
need to shimmy men today.
I told you earlier, right? So
No, she's
guys-
always on men actually.
So guys,
No, I'm
thank
not
you
always
so
on men.
much.
Please don't
Thank
target
you
me
so
like that.
much.
Please.
Why do young
She's
people
always
engage
on
in
men.
premarital
Groom us
sex?
rightly.
I'm
Groom
not
us.
serious. So young people engaging in premarital sex, just know that you're doing yourself more harm than good. In as much as you want to feel good, right? See, it has a very much disadvantage for you. If not today, tomorrow, you will feel it. So please stay away. if that's the best thing for me to say right now. Just stay away and guide your heart with all diligence according to the scriptures, the holy book. For out of it are the issues of life. So thank you so much. That is Joan there, and this is Zeno. I am your girl Zubi Glad, and this
Vida
the
Beats.
mix machine. In case you have all those mixing, your
Shika, shika,
podcast,
shika,
everything you want, just contact him. He's good at that.
All those
And
mixing.
then all those
What are you mixing? Is it flour? Is it
no
cake?
be agbo,
Don't worry,
no
leave
be
it.
agbo.
mixing
Mixing
the
house.
tracks.
Mixing
Okay,
house.
music, Abi.
Yes,
And
yes,
music.
Okay.
And then that
Let's
is
be
linked to
specific.
your pedicure, your manicure, your makeup. You know, she's a beautician. you
And
know.
mouth cure,
Sha.
because she talks a lot.
Please just contact her. And
You
then
did-
a lot.
this is a real estate how would
Do
I
I
put
talk
it
a
now?
lot?
Boss, like she's a real estate boss.
You want
know.
to say something?
If you want to do like properties, stuff, just contact her. She's very good. Did I speak your
Real
mind?
estate boss, wow.
Yes, real estate
All right,
boss.
thank you so much. I am your girl.
Why you not
Sibila.
talk about me?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
God, I beg.
Jesus.
You took all-
Hey,
Okay,
if you want
that-
to travel outside Nigeria,
Please contract him. He's
Please.
very good. His name is John.
He's very
married.
good, though.
The wife
Very,
is
very
beautiful. Before they will say, see, if don't
Why you
see,
call it us say he's married now? Young ladies no go one call again now.
He's married though. He's married and he's very good.
No,
He's
no, no,
very
no.
good though,
Don't-
and he's
You know what they
married.
say?
Don't scare my
I'm
clients
not
away.
available.
Let them confess.
No, they
Then
say-
I will sort
Nobody's
them
coming
out.
first.
No,
Testing
he's-
microphone.
he's
You're not
very
Terry
cute now.
G.
He's
No,
very
I'm not
cute
testing
now.
him.
You are still, you want to
With the hair,
test.
do
You want to test.
No,
I'm
no,
so
no.
sorry, come
I don't-
on.
I don't do
Cute,
things like that. I
right?
don't do
With
things
the
like
hair,
that.
with the looks, the nose,
so
everything.
before
he
you
does
got
it,
married,
but
it was
please, he's
Jaga
married.
Jaga.
He's
Wow.
married, and he's married. We are the single
Oh,
rights
why
and
they
reason.
spoil my
Are
market?
Are you
married.
buying shop for
He's
them now?
married.
Why,
Yeah,
why,
we are the
why?
single rights and reason. Even though I'm not searching, please be careful.
Okay.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I am your girl Zubi Glad. Follow me on all social media platforms. On Instagram, I am Zubi Glad. I have a Facebook page, I am Zubi Glad. You can follow them too if they want to take.